Welcome to Champagne Football Lemonade Banter. This season is brought to you by the Lightweight Athletic Club.
Whatever you're watching us on, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Well, look, we're back, Champagne Football, to Sydney Olympic boys. Oh, you bastard. Two Sydney Olympic boys here, Jack Armson and Jack Gibson. Do you call Gibble, I'm going to guess?
Yeah,
Aye, Gibble.
Yeah.
What a guess. Unreal.
I know.
It's not bad.
And Jack?
Just Jack.
Just Jack.
Just Jack.
Just Jack.
That's about it. Armo.
Yeah.
It's
Good name for a
about
film. Just Jack, here, just Jack. If push came to shove, who's the real Jack in the changing room? Aye, are you?
Yeah, I'm
You get wee man. Aye.
He's always Gibbo.
Unreal.
Wee man, 6'5", wee man.
What about we've got the Australian Championship up on the screen at the moment. You boys are in it. South Melbourne, first game. What are you thinking? Looking forward to it?
Huge Friday night, obviously first one.
Is it a Friday
Be
night?
massive, yeah. Friday night down there, so it'd be tough.
down in Melbourne.
Oh, the first game's in Melbourne.
First
game.
I
Yeah.
thought it was in Sydney. Oh, I don't mind it.
Oh, I definitely won't be there then.
Oh, you know fly to
Got a wee
Melbourne?
flight to Melbourne for a wee trip.
Can I get there?
I'll speak to Emma and see if she fancies a wee weekend away and
Yeah,
then just
not bad.
surprise her with the football.
That's right.
Oh, I didn't know this was on and I've got tickets.
It's
a funny looking restaurant, this.
as well.
What?
Preston's on Saturday as well.
Oh.
There you go.
Is it in Melbourne as well?
I think so.
I'm away in Fiji that week. Missed the first
Class.
week. Disaster. A really good weekend
I
away.
didn't know that you would talk about such things.
What do you mean?
Don't know, I thought it was a surprise.
Nah, I told her last week.
Alright, so
I said my wife's 40th.
Oh,
I
yeah.
said I got a wee trip for the family to Fiji. Aye. I mean, new sponsors, cheers to play. I'm only joking. Okay, so looking at the Australian Championship, South Melbourne, Sydney Olympic, and then you've got a team for Queensland and then Northern New South Wales football. So Queensland, I actually have no idea what the league table looks like there. Chaz maybe can pull it up, but a wee trip to Gold Coast would be...
Yeah, I think Gold Coast Knights are top, aren't they? I think they're probably the favourites, but I mean, anyone in that league is going to be strong. It's a big area, so
Oh,
You just
no.
want it-
good.
No?
Morton City.
Morton City, yeah, okay.
But I mean, they're joint. They've both won. They've only played 5 games. Both won 4, lost 1. So
Gold
joint
Coast
points.
away. That's what it's all
big.
about, isn't it?
That's big.
How's the overall feeling? Obviously, there's a long kind of run of games before the championship starts. But in general, is there a lot of excitement around the club for it?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, the talk is obviously at the moment with the draw coming out, and I mean, we're looking forward to it. Obviously, the plan is to go in, give it a best shot. So, but I think that first game in Melbourne, I think we're all kind of buzzing for.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we played them in pre-season. We lost 2-1. What was it? The Greek Herald Cup,
Yeah,
whatever it was,
Greek
down
Cup.
there. Obviously, they haven't had a great season either, so it'd be good to get one over in them in the Australia Cup. So
How
be good.
are they in pre-season? Because they've had a terrible season, haven't
Yeah. I mean, they were just what you would think a Melbourne team are. They just long ball, direct, second ball stuff. We were prepared for that, but they did it way more than we thought they would.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any throw in over halfway was get it in the box. They had their spots. It was
Yeah.
They got
just-
physical strikers.
yeah,
like?
they're big.
Okay.
They're big.
Yeah.
So, but we'll know that for next time, and yeah, it should be a good game.
So you with it being a pre-season, was there a lot of people watching the game?
It's quite a few. It wasn't as many as we thought, probably, but
Yeah.
it was still a decent crowd.
Probably
It'll
But
be a big crowd for this because you're going to get media
Yeah,
attention, you're
yeah,
going to
yeah,
get
yeah.
all sorts going
Yeah.
on. And even, as I said, people who, everyone else in the NPL doesn't have any football
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah,
So they'll be like, oh well, might as well go.
Exactly.
It's actually quite exciting, like looking at.
I can't wait, man.
football
Buzzing for
in
it.
the
Yeah.
football season. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Even as someone that's not, I won't obviously be involved in it. So it's like an extension of games that
Yeah.
you can go to. It's exciting, man.
So what is it? What have you found in the club? Because obviously you came from Apia, Jack. We'll go into that later on. But have you found the preparation at Olympic, not different club to club? What I mean is because this year's a championship, have you found that a little bit different? The leading into this year's have been the exact same, just business as usual.
Yeah, I think business as usual. I think obviously everyone knows at the end of the year that's going to happen, but there's going to be clubs, as we said earlier, Rockdale or Spirit or whatever, that sort of can get their way in if they're not in it originally. But no, I mean, I think it's been business as usual. Obviously, there's games at the end of the season, but that's a long way away, and we'll talk about if the transfer window allows you to bring players in or not.
Yeah, we'll
Obviously, we
talk
don't
about
really know, but it's just with the first year we just have to get it underway and see how it goes, and then from next year see what we can do.
No, the transfer one is an interesting one because someone asked me, as I said to you off air last week, if they want, so they're not part of a championship club, and they're like, oh well, if I have the option to go, do I need to go in this window? And I'm like, I don't actually know. And I've asked quite a few people in fairly decent situated positions and like the governing bodies and they don't have an answer either. So I think it's pretty an urgent matter to, unless someone's listening who knows the answer. But it doesn't feel like it's going to get announced anytime soon, and the window's what, 7 weeks away?
Yeah, something like that.
If you're a player, you want to sort of know in the back of your head what the crack is, don't you?
Yeah.
I think you'd think that if that was the case, people would know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if that was the only opportunity to sign people for the championship, you'd think that the clubs would know that.
Well, I don't know,
now.
mate. 'Cause I've spoke to 2 agents as well, and they don't know.
Yeah, I think for the
Terrible agents right now. But what about the end of the season? So I mean, what do you three of you? What do you think? Think there should be an opportunity to sign after the season ends?
I think there should be. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if there's 6 more games to play and it's obviously a big stage, you want to try and get as many players as you can.
Yeah, I think this year there should be a wee bit of flexibility allowed in terms of let's just make this amazing. Because like we were talking about, it looks like they've sort of handpicked the draw. Maybe they've not, but it looks like they have. So if that's the case, because I mean, I imagine they put Preston in the Group C with the New South Wales in the hope that Rockdale get that draw as well.
Yeah.
And obviously South Melbourne, Sydney Olympic, hell of a coincidence, but I don't mind it. I mean, it's good.
Nah.
That's what we want to see. Like, I want to see 2 games,
100%.
home and away.
Exactly. We'll get a good crowd. You'd
Aye.
think.
If you can get the best players in that time,
Exactly.
give everyone that bit of hype. Especially because surely if you can get another window, you get maybe a few wee marquee players signing.
Yeah.
I think it'd be quite good.
No, it does. It makes sense. It does make sense because even then you're looking at potential injuries and effectively it's a new competition. So like at the start of the NPL season, you can sign players.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
at the start
exactly.
of the Australian Championship, you should be able to
Yeah.
sign players.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to play obviously 30 league games plus a decent run in the cup, and the Waratah Cup. You might play 40 games throughout the season, so you need extra boys to fill up the next 6-10 games you're going to play in the thing. So I think you need to be able to sign a couple of marquees
bit
or
of depth,
something. Yeah, bit of
especially
depth.
for the quality of the competition. You want you want that quality in there.
Yeah.
How old are you, Gibbo?
22.
How old are you?
26.
I'd say you're both young enough to try and put yourself in the shop window. Not against Olympic, but I mean, you want to be on the national stage.
Yeah.
If there's media
Yeah.
attention to it, I think it's a brilliant opportunity, man. There's not really a lot of opportunities, is there? Obviously, the NPL, Victoria, NPL New South Wales have highlights in that, but how many
Yeah.
people are sitting watching that?
I agree.
Apart from some wee guy betting in his dungeon in the house. Well, somebody made good points. I was like 6,000 views on this NPL New South Wales highlights, and I had 5,000 of it is just people betting.
Yeah,
Just watching
probably
it.
fair.
When we played Appy at the start of the year and we won, it was the second game of the season or something. I think we won 3-0 or 4-0, and one of the comments under it was just this Asian name saying, "Absolute fix." Definitely lost his bet. 100% lost his bet, man. Brilliant. Right, well, another group just quickly: Marconi, Wollongong, Wolves, were the highest ranked team in Victoria. Then Tasmania, and then you've got Apia, Sydney United in the same group with South Australia and Western Australia. Oh, Trek, Western Australia, and then the Avondale, Preston Lions, then the New South Wales highest ranked team, and then Premier Capital Football. Yep, buzzing, all looking forward to it. Chaz, anything to get started? Do you want to mention anything else before we get crack with NPL?
Nah.
None of the sponsor stuff, no? Just pay sponsors this week?
Nah, well, as always, thank you to Lightweight Athletic for supporting the podcast from the start and continue to do so.
What are you doing on Facebook or something? Just chilling?
Just chilling. I'm actually looking at the results just now from NPL football.
What football?
From NPL football?
Right there, mate.
Oh, well, I can't see that.
Okay, so we'll get started with NPL from the weekend. Some cracking goals this weekend. Some worldies.
Yeah.
Terrible goalkeeping as well, but we'll go to you in a second, Jack. Joke, mate. So let's start with Marconi. Marconi again, 3 goals. Manly. By the way, I tell you what, that's not easy to score 3 against Manly at Manly. I know some teams like Manly have been pumped here and there. You battled them, didn't you?
Yeah.
You battled them at Valentine.
Yeah.
I don't think they've lost many at Cromer though.
I agree.
We beat them 1-0 at Cromer.
Yeah.
To score 3 there, and Marconi looked sharp this weekend. This is the first time I've watched again, only highlights, but it looked very sharp.
Yeah.
The goals are brilliant. I mean, my favourite goal of the weekend was plenty of belters, but I loved Maya's goal. It's just I like that type of finish.
Yeah.
I know it was the last minute, I know it's 3-0, I know he's not under a lot of pressure, but he's done that for 25 yards.
it's a
It
great
was a
finish.
long chip as well. It was a long way away.
It was casual as, brilliant,
There
so
was.
calm.
But even the boy Busak's goal at the start of the game
Belter.
struck that so well.
He scored a crack as well.
It was.
The build-up to it was brilliant.
And it was a great finish.
It was,
Very
it was a
composed
crack.
finish.
And to be fair, for again, go off the highlights, and the highlights have been decent recently, so I'm going to assume it's accurate. Manly didn't look if they threatened all
I agree.
that much, did they?
Yeah.
Nah.
There was like one little sort of scramble in the box, I think, right before they scored the second goal, and then
Is that when Houghton's come out and punched it?
that was mad. He came out there mental, didn't he?
It was very aggressive.
Aye,
Good though.
he good keeper.
Good though.
Very good. But I like that same played 13, won 10, drew 3, only conceded 7 goals, and like they're not a million miles ahead of it. They're 6 points ahead of Rockdale. It's like you're talking this weekend, things could change very quickly. But the defensive record is what's holding in good stead. Like conceding 7 goals out of 13 games is very impressive. So
That's very good.
if they can keep that up, it'd be very difficult to see them not winning the league with that defensive record. But a long way to go. And then let's look at we'll talk about you boys, because you obviously played Rockdale, who's second in the league, and you boys have obviously had a big interest in making the club, getting deducted 3 points as well. How did you feel internally about that, obviously as players, because you couldn't do a ton about it?
Yeah, it was weird. We only sort of found out a little last week, and that was only when it had already been done. And so obviously Labby said, we're going to sort of appeal it and see how it goes, but obviously we don't really know any details. Football New South Wales put out a little message, but it was a bit of a weak one. I don't really know what it's about. So yeah, it was sort of weird. Obviously we're talking in the change room a little bit about what's happened or what we can do, but we don't really know anything more than anyone else. It's a weird one where... So
what was the 3 point deduction for? Was it an admin thing?
It was some financial documents last year weren't submitted on time, or some sort of back office thing like that. So it seems a bit crazy that that results in 3 points, but obviously I'm sure it's in the rules somewhere, so it's just frustrating. But
so is it under appeal right now?
I think so, but again, we don't really know if it's going to take the whole season or how long, or if it gets reinstated, or because it's 3 points for the whole club. So the women's as well, the 20s, everyone 3 points. So the women only had 3 points after 7 games, and then so it's really harsh for them. But yeah, I don't know what the situation is now. Not sure.
Oh man, it's a bit of a sickener, because that league reflects it, doesn't it? That reflects the 3 points deduction, because it's such a tight league that those 3 points are massive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's obviously you just want to win the league, but that puts you 20 points off Marconi.
Yeah.
So if you go, okay, let's try and get a good finals position.
Yeah.
You start obviously 1 win away, 2 wins away, but it's still so many teams competing for it. It can't hurt you this year. It's tight.
Very tight. Very tight.
So the game itself, Rockdale 4-0. Again, massive chance to equalise, or was it to...
No, it was not an each.
No, not a point when Soros
passed it to Tenko, yeah.
Big chance there, but then after that, Euros probably turned the game on its head with an absolute...
Yeah, we had 2 or 3 chances to score early. There was obviously that one. There was one as well. The ball was on the penalty spot, and I mean, it was just against Soros basically, and went over the crossbar. So that's a killer. If we're 1-0 up there, it's a different game. I think we deserved to be in the first half. I think we were better, but obviously we didn't score. And
what was the score at half time?
1-0 down.
1-0.
It was 1-0.
But we're still in the game then. 1-0, 1-0, same sort of thing. And then
it's hard at Ireland. By the way, that's what when we played Rockdale. I think almost every time we played them except the last game, by half time the game's almost been done.
Yeah.
So if you're in the game at Ireland at half time, you've got okay, we're in the mix, because sometimes they can kill you in the first game, in the whole game, the first half, and the whole game's done. So second, Rockdale, Euros goal cracker, obviously not a lot you can do about that. Second half, how did that go?
We conceded 20 seconds in.
So early, man.
Such a soft goal, and it's out of nothing, and then obviously we're chasing the game, so it's either going to be 2-all or 4-0. So it's one of those ones. Yeah.
How did you find Rockdale?
Good. I mean, they press well. They didn't really give us much of the ball. Very physical. I thought they dealt well with our 2 boys up front.
Yep.
I thought they were good. I mean, we still had our chances. They had theirs. I think they just took them in the end.
They're deadly. We've got the front players now are starting to fire a wee bit, aren't they? Moody's starting to score a little bit more. Ali Ogla obviously had a good run of form. He scores every single week. Even Brian scores when he goes off the bench.
Even that Chilaki's finish is a great finish. Good finish. Very good. Because Blake said that the 2 boys up front were a handful.
Big Cedric, he's an animal.
He said it was a hard game for them. They found
I think it shows that Blake was man of the match. I mean, he dealt with both of them super well, and then they've got McStay and Denzo in front, and then Chock in the 10. So it was 3 against our 2 every time. So it was difficult to beat that. They used the field, the width so well, and obviously Euro's always going to get chances, and
his goal wasn't even
it wasn't even a chance, really, was it?
It was nothing as well.
They used it actually. Put pressure on the ball pretty quickly, had his head down, and just found that half a yard and
scored exactly the same one last week, I think, or against the Mariners, the same thing. Got the ball down his left in that corner, so difficult to defend. Nothing you can do about that.
Sometimes you just need to put your hands up and say good finish.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was.
But that's Rockdale second after a tricky start to the season. 6 points off Marconi, all to play for. Looks like Marconi and Rockdale could be fighting out, but Blacktown have got a say in that as well, and they won comfortably 4-0 against Wonders getting another 2 red cards. Danny Choi's goal.
That's a joke.
Cheers.
That's a joke. Like, I think you're looking at that as a keeper, you're never expecting that.
Nah.
Like, never. And he's hit it so well, like the keeper couldn't do anything about it, man. But the game could have been different again if Henderson's made a save from Abdul Rahman that nothing each touched on the crossbar. Early on, and again that changes the game a wee bit.
No, I turned the game on actually to watch live, which didn't show in the highlights bizarrely. I think it was right before the red card, about a minute before the red card. Wanderers go through 1-on-1, a bouncing ball straight at the goal for a half volley, and the guy whacks it 3 or 4 yards wide, about 8 yards out.
Yeah.
It was a point blank chance.
Blood,
It smashed it wide, and then literally I went to the toilet or something. I come back and it was fucking red card. I'm like, that is
that's
brutal.
NPL in a
That's NPL and a half. Because that was disappointing.
Wanderers have 4 red cards in the last 3 games.
I know, mate. I know.
Yeah, wow.
That's mad.
Petulant young men. They are struggling at the moment because that's Marino's got a game in hand now.
Yeah.
They're sitting on 5 points.
Against us.
Yeah, we managed to
That's
lose
against you boys,
against Wanderers.
Against
Yeah.
us.
When's that going to be played, do you know?
I think
Next week.
Next week, is it? Oh, there you go.
He's away?
We're at Valentine, I think.
Ah,
We got
sorry.
two
So-
double.
Yes, we got 4
midweek
games in 7 days or 12 days. Sorry, so
Yeah.
be
Well,
tough.
Actually, just quickly, I actually forgot to mention that the Sugar Cup last night, Marconi won 2-1 against Bulli.
Yep. And
That was that only an NPL game? I know Tigers won.
the
Tigers beat Conjala Lions 2-1, I think.
and Granville Rage beat Glasgow Magic 2-1 as well.
Did they?
Oh, did they? Aye.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's Tigers through. That's going to be quite a strong end to the New South Wales one. In previous years, there's been a couple of reassociation teams there, but it's going to be fairly strong. Maybe Granville Rage potentially
The weakest of the teams.
the weakest of the teams, but it's pretty much going to be you boys or Sydney United.
Yep.
Us are Apia.
Yeah.
Rockdale play SD Raiders.
Yep, that's
which
next
both
week.
sides are good sides.
Yeah.
And then you get
Marconi are
Hills.
through.
Hills are playing Shell Harbour next week as well.
2 side, aye.
And then Blacktown City have got Wollongong Olympic tonight.
Aye, Wollongong a decent
Oh
side
yeah,
as
that's
well.
a good one.
Yeah.
Is that down there?
Down there, aye.
Aye, that'll be a tough game
that's
as well.
hard, yeah.
So you boys are a Denser tonight, is that right?
Yep.
Aye. How do you think it'll go? Obviously you're going to think you win, but how are you feeling?
Good. I think there'll be a good crowd there.
Aye.
I think for sure.
Midweek game, aye, you think so, aye?
Yeah. So I think just buzzing for that, buzzing for a crowd and good game, and I mean we got them again on Saturday, so
Aye, double header, aye.
yeah.
You should play strongest team tonight.
I hope so.
I would
yeah,
assume so.
I would hope so.
So you
yeah, so.
you'll be on the bench?
Yeah, it'd be good. I mean, obviously the games would be very different. One at Adenza and one at Jubilee on Saturday. So sort of the Astro small
right,
field
Jubilee,
against the Jubilee big grass one. So almost 2 different games. But yeah, hopefully we start a
How do
strong
you
team.
find playing on Bilmo? Grass?
It's not bad. I don't mind it. It's
Yeah.
obviously a bit choppy from the NRL.
I
But
just think it's a bit choppy. That does my head in,
Early
man.
in the season, it's all right. I think we've only got 1 more game there this
Oh, have you?
season.
Aye,
So
okay,
the
aye,
rest are
so-
at Jubilee. So shouldn't be too bad for the rest of the year.
I thought it was been a lot better than what it has in previous
Previous
years.
years, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, the start of the year, I think it's been very good. Like,
It's just mental in Olympic, like a big club
Yeah.
playing in that stadium.
Yeah.
It must be nice for you not to have synthetic.
yeah, oh yeah.
What
Like-
about the goal
Definitely.
actually, the goalkeeper? What the 2 patches?
Yeah, well, they're kind of on the line.
I know. I was throwing a ball. I was like, if you hit that spot, the ball dies.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
It just hits. It just goes dead and just.
Aye.
Whereas
Just
if you
rolls,
ask it,
it bounces
pops
up, aye.
Pops up, yeah.
Have you ever had an issue with that?
Not yet.
No.
I mean,
Not yet, touch wood.
Yeah.
touch wood, touch wood.
I got literally I get his wood that's doing there. So. Okay, well,
Yeah.
sweet. Let's then look at. I can look at Spirit. I didn't really touch on Blacktown. Now Blacktown comfortable win. Obviously the red cards helped, but I can't top of my head can't remember all the goals. I watched the highlights 3 or 4 days ago.
First one was Travis Majors. Somebody's hit a shot from outside the box and he's just reacted quickly
touched it,
and touched it in the goal.
Can't really remember. Danny Choice obviously was stood out, but
Then there was
the
a
last 10 minutes of the 10 minutes of the game. It was just
Vidakovic has tried to play a ball into the centre of the park and Nicholas O'Brien's intercepted it, put it away, and then Matty Fernandez scored a penalty.
Oh, so he did. The penalty was the last one. That's right. Okay, let's
But then,
look
to be fair, Vidakovic actually made a hell of a lot of saves, man.
Aye, did
like
I?
it could have been 7, 8, 9.
We're 9 men, mate.
I know it's
Yeah,
rough, man.
that's crazy.
It's not easy, man. We'll look at. We can talk about Spirit game quickly. Spirit, we played Wolves. Probably, I mean, a fair result, I think, is to win the game. 3 points were deserved. Wolves, I said to...
What Wolves? Wolves.
Nicholas Olsen was very good. Good player. Lockie Scott, I was saying off air to Chaz, like, he's one of my favourite strikers in NPL. I just think that he can do almost everything. He's a workhorse. Everything sticks. So deadly. But I feel like if it's not those two are going to do something, I don't really know who. Liai is threatening with his pace.
Yeah.
But it's a wee bit predictable sometimes. They're just always looking for that ball in behind, and if that's off, then it's like, well, Lockie, Olsen, do something. And at times they almost did, but I feel like we weren't unbelievable, but it was a good hard. We came off a bit of a bad run.
Yeah,
it's 3 points we needed.
It's a good finish by the goal as well.
Harry Keys, young boy, came in. Yep, he's got a start and he took it, scored. Great finish, top corner. A wee bit against, to be fair, a wee bit against the run of play. In the first 20 minutes, I thought they probably started brighter. But then once we scored, I think we controlled the game, and I think they didn't really have many chances. A couple of long range shot strikes. Olsen, I think, tested Chris from distance. Yeah, and that was really it. We probably should have scored maybe one or two more. And that was pretty much, not much else to say about it, to be honest with you, mate. But a good result for us. That keeps us in the mix amongst Blacktown and Rockdale, 2 points off them. And yeah, hopefully finishing the season strong. We've got Apia tonight in the Australia Cup, so that'll be a tough game.
Yeah, is that at Lambert or?
Christie. Christie Park, straight after go up there. I'm looking forward to that. It should be a really good game. 8 o'clock kick-off, but so hopefully not extra time.
Aye. 8 o'clock's hard. We were 8 o'clock last night here at SD Readers, and see by the time you get yourself out, get home, it's 11:05. You get in the house now. You're hungry, your head's going all over the shop, man. It's tough.
It's rough. Okay, who have we got? Sydney United versus Mount Druitt. Chaz, what's your thoughts on that? And tell me, Pen.
It's a funny pen, because there was not a lot of pace in the ball.
Right in
the corner. I saved it at first.
Tell me.
It's a good finish. To be fair, Prendergast makes a save from G at 1-0. Garang's cut at the ball's broke to Garang in the edge of the box, and he's trying to go.
But not to say it wasn't a good save, but something a save you'd expect Prendergast to make.
Yeah, fair.
But I don't think Mount Druitt looked very threatening for the highlight. Again, from the highlights, there wasn't a ton of chances from Mount Druitt, was there? Yeah. Which you'd expect. United, obviously a stronger team, but I thought the result looked a fair one.
No, 100%. But I didn't think. I think looking at the game, I thought that Sydney United would have had more chances than they did.
The strongest lineup in a while. Sydney United. Shabau's in there. The midfield's strong, so strong. And off the bench, Tarek Myers coming off the bench. I mean,
and that's you looking at 2 weeks in a row. Last week, Mount Druitt were 1-0 up. Gave away a penalty, and obviously Wolves went on.
Mount Druitt, have you played Mount Druitt yet?
Yeah.
What was the score?
4-0.
4-0. Fuck my point then. I was like, give everyone a game.
No, but it's always close though. Like I think they've lost 2 games by quite a bit.
But it's always 5 or 6-0. One game against Manly maybe.
Rockdale, I think, as well.
No, Rockdale was tight.
Rockdale was tight.
Yeah, it was 2-1,
last minute.
Yeah, it was.
But they seem to make a right hard work it for everybody. But they just can't pick up points because they're sitting only 3 points ahead of Mariners. If Mariners win their game in hand against you boys, they're in the relegation zone.
And then the Roblard scored. That was a good goal. Stephen de Roblard was run down the side.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And then tell me should have scored again.
1-on-1.
He looked absolutely dead in his feet when he went through.
Well, he's not played a lot of football, has he?
He's just come back.
He's come back.
He's had his honeymoon. He's had a wedding.
It was after that save. They got a corner from the save. They've went long, and tell me's through 1-on-1, picks up in the halfway line.
He scored a lot of goals since he came back, hasn't he? He scored like 6
goals. He's always
going
to score goals.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's going to catch Euro, are they? Let's be honest. 17 goals in 13 games.
Yeah, that's a long way. That's a long way ahead.
That's it, man. What'd you do?
What can you do? No one can stop him.
It's a joke, man. That many goals like that. You're going to get players probably scoring almost a goal a game. Like, I don't know who's second. Like Ortiz can't be far off a goal a game.
Yeah, he's probably 10 or something.
If you're scored like 10, 11 goals in 13 games, and you're like, I'm still second top goal scorer. It's a wee bit frustrating.
And a long way off second. Yeah.
Who else have we got here, Chaz?
St George, FA, and Central Coast Mariners is the last game. Second last game. St
George said they get cancelled, didn't it? Friday night, abandoned. And then
St George
3-2. Ice Sparky scored 2.
Yeah,
2 good finishes.
2 good finishes.
Yeah. 2 very good finishes. And then the hard place Pensas is brutal to play at. I hate it.
But they've let obviously Central Coast back in twice. There must have been a nervy last 10 minutes because they went 3-2 in the 82nd minute or something.
So worse than it. So you're comfortable at 2-0, 3-1 or something like that, and someone scores and here we go. Why? How has this happened? Out of nothing, you're just camped in your own box.
Do you know that the first goal in that game, that Pablo Mitri's finish from outside the box?
Good finish. It was a good finish.
Very good finish.
Well, that's NPL 1, isn't it?
Nah, Sutherland and Apia.
I've not touched on it. No,
Nah,
I've not.
not touched
By the
on
way,
it.
I do like. That's the first I've seen Seymour Shaw.
The back end.
Nah, looks good.
Yeah, it was a big crowd as
We've
well.
been
It
there
was
yet?
full. No, we haven't been there yet.
Nah, not yet.
No, looks good, but doesn't it?
Yeah.
You should see, obviously, you allowed a few bevies, didn't you, up
Yeah.
the top, so much better to watch a game.
Yeah.
Innit? Nice
Yeah.
day, up the wee
100%.
balcony watching the game. 'Cause that's the only really Manly, Rockdale in there that sells alcohol. Any other one that sells alcohol? Does Olympic sell alcohol?
I don't know. I don't think so. Can't
know.
imagine so. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other ones that sell alcohol.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, it's good. It's good we set up. Just need to try and get some victories because
100%.
no one in a while won 3 games.
Because Apia, the 2-0, Kambayashi obviously scored.
He's on fire as well, by the
Yeah.
way. He's flying.
Yeah.
Flying. You played with him last year, didn't you?
Yeah. What a player.
Aye,
So
quality.
good. Yeah.
So good.
He was playing right back with us last year, I guess, because I was playing 10. But yeah, he was not liking it there, and obviously now he's playing where he should be at 10. Yeah, that's where he was.
At Manly,
At
when
Manly,
we played
he
in
was-
NPL 2, he was
Yeah.
a weapon.
That's our headline.
What?
Jack Armson says, I kept saying I'm better than Sia Kambayashi. Kept him out the team as a 10.
Right. Well, that's what, I was going to say, I don't exactly. If that's what happened, that's what happened. You shifted him to a right back. Let's go to NPL 2, Chaz, because comfortable win for Apia. 2 goals, got a clean sheet for the first time.
We'll go quickly to Victoria.
Oh, that's right, mate. I'll get up on the
So
screen.
you, a week off obviously last week, 2 weekends ago, where am I going? South Melbourne, sorry. They lost 4-0 away at Avondale.
Avondale are flying.
They are fine.
league.
Terrible season so far for South Melbourne.
Third bottom, by the way. They could get relegated.
I know. Like,
Imagine
really,
getting
really
relegated
struggling.
and then you're in the Australian Championship.
I guess that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Fucking nuts.
And then Heidelberg United with a big win away at Oakley Cannons. And Preston Lions back-to-back wins. Quick run through the results. Port Melbourne drew 3 each with Altona Magic. Oakley Cannons lost 2-1 to Heidelberg. Preston Lions beat Green Gully 3-2. Avondale, as we said, beat South Melbourne 4-0. Dandenong Thunder dropped points to St Albans Saints, finished 2 each. Melbourne Knights lost again also. They lost 2-0 to Dandenong City. And Melbourne Victory lost 3-2 at home to Hume City. And quickly before we jump into NPL 2, a big thank you to our major sponsor Insurers, your trusted partner in all general insurance, experts in construction and home warranty insurance distribution through iCare. They're the go-to team for builders and homeowners needing reliable professional cover.
What's laughing? What are you doing with that laptop?
I'm just literally scrolling down the pages I'm going.
Harry Potter.
NPL 2. Harry Potter, I love Harry Potter.
Did you hear me talk about you?
Aye, when I was away. Aye, love it.
Aye.
Every night, headphones in.
I don't know if he's listened to the show, but Chaz is like a massive Harry Potter fan, and we'll talk about favourite movies. We'll ask that question to you guys in a second, but favourite movies, and when the boys mentioned Star Wars,
Yeah.
then he mentioned Harry Potter, and I was like, oh, Chaz loves Harry Potter, and they thought I was taking the piss. I'm like, no, like,
Jen,
I
love
enjoyed
Harry
the
Potter.
movie, but like I said, for his 21st birthday, when we were in America, he made me go to watch a midnight showing of the new Harry Potter movie. And
It's the best one. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely
and
Hallow's
you're a
part
Harry
1.
Potter fan as well,
Oh,
aye?
not as much as that, but a little bit. Of course.
before I'd say 75% of the 2 years we lived together in America, we were in a dorm. Every night he'd stick his laptop open and he'd next to his bed and he'd put on Harry Potter and go to sleep with his headphones on, watching Harry Potter.
Let's just see if I can't sleep. I'll put Harry
Yeah,
Potter
right.
on.
He used to knock about the campus with a wand as well, didn't he?
Just shouting at people.
Just in goal with the one. Not scoring today.
Stop, ball, stop.
So you boys, Chaz always asked us to guess if you could watch one movie and have one snack watching the movie. What movie would you watch? Oh, he stitched them up. He's like that.
You go first.
I like action movies, so probably a Captain America.
Captain America.
Yeah.
What would you eat?
First, popcorn.
Popcorn.
Got to be popcorn.
Cheeky.
For a
Just
movie.
by itself.
Yeah, just by itself.
Okay.
Maybe a bit of butter, a bit of salt, but
Ah, brilliant, man. There's a new popcorn in Woolies, Coles, shopping centres probably, but it's called Mega Butter Popcorn, and it's a flat pack and you put the micro in it, bust it. It is amazing. Highly recommend if you're a popcorn fan. Aye.
Alright.
So
Mega
next
butter.
movie, there you go.
There you go, mate. You'll be sitting there tonight after City United with Mega
I
Butter
think,
popcorn.
I think it's called Mega Butter actually. It's tremendous.
Right, okay.
Like better than cinema popcorn. Aye.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. Recommendation for all
Recommendation,
the
there you go.
listening.
And thanks to our sponsors, Megabyte, a pot of popcorn.
And you, Jack?
Probably have to go Interstellar. I watched it recently.
class.
and
Yeah, it's a good
just
film.
can't beat that.
Yeah.
Lengthy.
Yeah, it is
Is
lengthy,
a good
but,
snack for that,
but
mate?
you sit down for a few hours and watch it. Good. Yeah, I think I like anything with dark chocolate. So any sort of just a big block of dark chocolate, go through that.
What's your go-to? I like the Lindt sea salt. Big fan of that.
I don't mind that. I think the old gold, the classic.
Oh, aye, good as well.
70%.
But
something
that's
like that.
no. Is that? Can you get 70% all gold?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, can you? Aye. Oh well, there you go. Cheeky. Have we asked you this, Chaz?
Nah.
Okay, let's move on. Nah. what would you watch? Don't say Harry Potter.
Yeah, except for Harry Potter.
Apart from Harry, good Jack. It's the only film he's ever watched.
Actually, I don't know. I quite like the Covenant.
I
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
that great movie, man.
Um,
I
yeah.
like the action movie. It's a belter.
And I would have probably Snickers Pods. Snickers Pods in the cinema is the one for me.
Decent. Fair dues.
I shit myself there.
What happened there?
So back of your laptop fell off and then they
Oh,
landed on the remote.
control. Right, Chaz, go to MPL 2.
NPL 2, we'll run through quickly. We'll start with Blacktown Spartans. They beat Mounties 2-1.
That was a Friday night game.
Friday night, yeah. Bangura and Elam scored to put them 2-0 up, and Mounties put one back in the 93rd minute. Big game at the top of the table is Newcastle Jets. They were at home to SD Raiders. Raiders won 2-1. They scored the winner in the 89th minute. Bulls at home to Rowdomere. Rowdomere have been on a pretty good run, but Bulls beat them 2-1. It went 1-0, one each.
What?
And then
Hold on, what?
Bulls beat Rowdomere 2-1.
Oh, did they? Aye? Oh, this is wrong. This is hang me. I don't have Chaz here. That's a week before. Actually, I was going to say Rowdomere. I watched the highlights of Rowdomere versus.
Tigers.
Nah, game of the week. Ignore this.
Right, that was
Yeah, I was
last
gonna
week.
say,
because
that's
Rowdomere
wrong.
beat
Just
the
like that
Tigers
now.
5-0.
Aye, okay. That's the game I watched. Aye.
So yeah, Bulls scored the winner in the 88th minute to end Rowdomere's. I think they'd won 4 in a row.
Oh, class.
Bankstown City, they lost 3-2 at home to Hakoah. It's a bit of a shock.
That's two games of inch I caught one.
Yeah,
Huh?
2 games in a row. So Bankstown City were 2-0 up, and then at half time, Hakoah came out in the second half. Nicholas Drummond scored, Cam Philpott scored, and Valentine Cooney scored the winner from the penalty spot in the 95th minute, man.
Oh, lovely. By the way, you're actually sneaking back up there.
I know, because we won last night.
I used to beat SD last night, but I didn't know, but considering you've dropped a fair bit of points, it's your draws, man.
The
5 draws.
man.
Draws, yeah.
We've only lost twice.
It's stinking. Oh, well, but Tigers have only lost 3 times.
Aye. So yeah, Tigers obviously put the disappointing result to bed. They beat Dully 5-0. Kai Denton scored another 2 goals, and Jesse Spine scored 2 late on the 88th and 92nd minute. We drew 1 each with Hills United. Poor goalkeeping from me. I think they had 2 shots and goal and scored 1 goal, man.
Did you make an ass of it?
Nah, decent finish, but I probably could have done better, but I wouldn't say I made an ass of it as such.
Okay.
And then we scored. Jack Fulton scored from the penalty spot to equalise for us. Inter Lions drew nothing each with MacArthur Rams, and Bonnyrigg White Eagles and Berries also drew nothing each.
Bonnyrigg.
Yeah, I was just going to say, poor old them, huh?
Yeah,
Struggle
they're struggling,
street.
man.
Struggle street.
struggling. Who are they playing this weekend? Is it them, man?
Nah, I've not got it there, mate.
But they need to get a win soon, because it's one of them. I think there's been 6 or 7 games. We've
Mate,
not won.
it may even be more than that. I feel like they've not won in a long time.
It'll be us.
Aye.
First game of the season, man. Disaster.
MPL 3.
NPL 3, Hustville Zagreb lost 3-1. Is that right?
Hustle Zagreb won 4-0 against Central Coast United.
Against Central Coast United, I've got it here, sorry. Parramatta beat Camden Tigers 6-2. Sydney Uni drew 1 each with Gleesville Red Magic. South Coast and Dunbar played at a 2 each draw. Stanmore lost 1-0 at home to Prospect, and Nepean and Fraser Park drew 2 each. Granville Rage versus Bankstown was postponed.
And so top log there is Hustle Zagreb and Prospect. Hustle Zagreb got a 6-point buffer, but Prospect and Parramatta have got a game in hand over them. So Yeah, tight. Don't know who's going to win that, but it looks like the top three are going to be pretty consistent with the results so far. But to be fair, Parramatta, I know that they're fairly strong, but they've not been brilliant as of the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, they started really well, and then the past, as you say, the past few weeks have not been as good.
Sydney Uni flying. There's 3 draws now.
Alone, man.
3 draws for the boys. Unbelievable. Couple of passes in the exams as well for the lads, so good on the boys. Doing well.
So boys, why we are here to speak about you two?
You want to talk about Deploy now?
Nah, to talk about the play.
Did you just panel sponsors this week?
Just panel sponsors, because you normally do the sponsors, so I just,
mate, unbelievable, man.
just leave you to do the sponsors.
Phenomenal, man. 1-1 game against St Raiders. And just panel sponsors. Now, look, thanks to Deploy. As always, we've got Deploy footballs at the back here, boys. Jack, you may be able to save a few of those balls, I think, if you're in the right position.
Hopefully.
2 new balls, a unique and a counter ball. Hopefully, we'll have a place in the men's football over the next 6 to 12 months. But yep, give us some cracking gear, by the way.
Very good gear.
Have I got it now? Oh, it's there somewhere. Give us some cracking gear. Good fit. Have you tried it on yet?
No,
You've not tried it on?
I'll try
How do you
it
know it's cracking gear?
because you told me.
Oh my God, he's all over the place.
Nah, I mean, I trust you, mate.
Unbelievable. That's a genuinely good gear. The half strips are class.
You had it on, you come in.
Aye, brilliant.
Just
We
get
got
us
new t-shirts
new
as well.
t-shirt, man. If
you like
to
it.
put it on.
We champagne footballs. Aye, sweet. So, thanks to Deploy as always, and Chaz, we can crack on with anything you want now.
Brilliant. Thanks. I like it when I'm in charge. So, careers, gents. Gibble, we'll start with you. Where did you start playing your football?
So I started first of all in NPL when I was 15. It was my first.
But
year
let's
in
go
NPL.
back even
Let's
younger,
go
mate.
back. Let's go back. All right. So under 6s, just a local park.
Yeah.
Signed schoolmates, Oatley FC,
Right.
and then Forest Rangers from there.
Yeah.
Because the school team shifted. So then stayed there till I was under 13s.
Were you a goalkeeper at this point?
All the way to 12s, I played at 6 or at striker.
Right, okay.
Did you?
And then
big.
and then I was just a target man up front.
Yeah.
And then 13s, I played for the school team, so I wasn't good enough to make the school team.
Right.
But they didn't have a goalkeeper, and I was the cricketer.
Right, okay.
So I love my cricket.
Do you still play cricket?
No, not anymore. But I wish I could. So hand-eye was pretty good. So they basically said, well, we need a goalkeeper. You can catch the ball. Do you want to go in goals?
Yeah.
So then, went from there, played for the school futsal team, penalty shootout at state comp and saved some pens, and everyone jumped on me. If I don't know if you've been to the Penrith indoor there. So then a big grandstand, kind of everyone watching.
Yeah.
So then, sold me from that moment on. So then went to the club team, said, look, I'm the goalkeeper this year. And then, kind of just...
You just told them?
Yeah.
I'm the goalie, boys.
So it was all from that experience
Yeah.
of the obviously the emotional involvement when you're a wee guy, of the excitement of the occasion.
Just save some penalties and
Class.
save one for the win, and everyone just jumps on you, and
I like this.
Yeah, from there, and then went
How are you at saving pens now?
pretty
you
good.
make it?
I'm 1 from 1 this year.
Oh, yeah. Whose pen did you save?
Pedrinho's.
Oh, did you?
yeah.
Aye?
Yeah.
Not bad, because he's...
It was 1-0 at the point as well.
Yeah, we're up 1-0.
Yeah.
We just scored. So
Yeah.
So then from there, went
Fucking
there.
good knowledge from me, that.
That's good. Pull that out. That's quite good.
And then went to obviously playing 13Bs club soccer in goals, and at the time the goalkeeper was an ex-NPLer,
Right.
so the coach I should say, played for North Shore Mariners, Dom, and then kind of just said, oh, you're pretty good, why not go to NPL teams? Missed all the trials.
Right.
Then signed for the association team, so St George Association.
Yeah.
For 14s, and then NPL 2 the next year. And then went to Canterbury Bankstown, the Berries, for a year in under 16s, and kind of took off from there and played 16s, benched 18s, played 20s, benched first grade by the end of the year.
Brilliant.
And then obviously from there went to Wanderers for 5 years.
Yeah.
Left, went to Marconi, and then went back.
Yeah, brilliant.
So the Wanderers, how did the Wanderers move come about?
So the goalkeeper coach Canterbury Bankstown was a scout, so he'd refer people on, and just offered me, and we played them on the weekend, and then they gave me a phone call kind of during the weekend and just said, look, do you want to come in trial, be with our youth teams, under 18s, under 20s at that stage.
Did you notice a big difference in level when you went there?
Oh, unbelievable. We were, at that point, they were NPL 2 out of 4. The year they got relegated, we had under 20s playing under 20s. We would be lucky to get 11 rock up for the game.
Oh, right, okay.
So it was a real learning curve, but it was kind of like every time you had the ball, kick it long and kick it as long as you can. So then obviously the flip of that, you go into Wanderers and you're playing out from the back and, and you're in possession drills, and so big wake up call. I remember Jimmy Fraser. Sure.
Jim Fraser, man.
Everybody's been trained by Jimmy, but he kind of said you need to do a lot of work. He goes, like, you're very raw, talented, big kid, catch a ball, but it's more than that now.
Yeah.
And so took me, I reckon, a good 3 months to get up to speed with them, that kind of NPL group. And I mean, I knew I was off the pace, small-sided games, 11v11s, so it was a tough transition. But I mean, better for it now, and I guess you got to learn at some point.
So in the Wanderers, that was, how long ago was that? How many years ago was that? Like, 6 years ago?
Yeah, 6 years, 2019, end of 2019.
And in terms of the setup of, like, the way a training session was run and all, like, the facilities you had access to, did you notice a big difference there as well? Or was it, did you just feel like it was the same?
Obviously, yeah, they've got the gym, they've got everything.
But I mean, were you getting used to that? Were you getting shown how to use that and getting to use the coaches in different fields that you wouldn't have access to when you played NPL?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, back then they didn't have the facility that they do now.
Yeah. That's why I was more open to, if it was different facilities.
Yeah. So when I first joined, we were still training on the Spartans pitch.
Yep.
And the grass pitch next to it.
Yeah.
But then obviously a year or two later, during that COVID period, they built the new facilities, which is, I mean, unreal.
And new facilities class to it.
Unreal. Like, you're never not training. You're always doing something. You're always in the gym. So, yeah, big learning curve, but, I mean, thankful for it now. So.
Did you get a chance to work with any of the first team goalkeepers at any point?
No. Not for a while. I mean, I got thrown in, I think, just before COVID.
Yep.
For one session, and then obviously COVID hit, and then it was NPL had to train separate to the A League, and because all that ruling then. But I got one session, and then kind of after that, I got a bit more use. In the first team, I was probably once a week. So
So then you were there until 2023.
2022.
22. That's when you went to Marconi.
Then went to Marconi.
Why did you go across?
Could say a lot of things.
We've got a lot of time, mate. Let's go.
That was the time where Carl Robinson got sacked and Marco came in.
Yeah.
Had sessions there. New staff, backroom staff as well. New keeper coaches. And they had their preferred keepers, which happens. So no room for me. Kind of they had young boys coming through, and the similar age ones to me were already that kind of scholarship number 3 A League, and I wasn't there yet. Mind you, I'd had one keeper of the year for NPL 2 for the Wanderers, so bit harsh, but
it's really
Yeah, so one
so harsh, man.
Keeper of the year, playing against them and with them. Played half the games in the season and won keeper of the year.
You got paid off?
Not
good enough.
Yeah, pretty much called in. And
what else do you want me to do?
Pretty much called in and said, look, there's no room for you here. Like, we'd love to keep you, but you're never going to play for a year, and there's no room. Wow. So it was kind of like, well, all right, fair enough, is what it is. Mm-hmm. So then, obviously went, made myself known, and landed at Marconi.
How was
that? Not a bad move.
Second Flea at that point.
Yeah. So Secker and Flea obviously messaged. yeah, got in with them and basically said I want to get back there. That was the conversation we had, and they were down. I mean, I was 19 at the time, which, I mean, looking back at it, they took a very big punt.
Fair play. But they're also signing the goalkeeper, the NPL2 goalkeeper of the year. So there's a bit of confidence there, like something there.
Of course. But I mean, I'm still raw. I only played 11 first grade games at that point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a credit to them, I think, as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah, to sign a 19-year-old, played 11 first grade games.
Were you saying as the first choice keeper for Marconi?
At the time, yes. They brought someone else in from Queensland.
Yep.
Just before the season, but
you said he was rubbish, but didn't you?
Hey?
You said he was rubbish.
Yeah. Well, going into the first game, we were both injured.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of like who could race the clock, and I mean, I won obviously and started, and yeah, I mean, played and learnt a lot again. I mean, you go from 18-year-olds in your back line to boys like Millgate, the Speranzas.
Yep.
You learn a lot. So yeah, once again, just another learning curve. Dealing with men at that point, not kids.
Especially in the changing room and training, probably more so, eh?
Yeah.
Having men around and standards and.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how did you feel at that moment? Because obviously, looking at goalkeepers, it's you have to have a big personality in terms of to deal with the pressures of being a goalkeeper. So you're going to now from a youth changing room into a senior changing room, but you still need to. Did you feel a bit uncomfortable at first, almost barking orders at more senior players, or were you alright with it?
At the start, I think it took me a while to really be comfortable.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know if you've heard any of me play, but I'm quite loud.
Yeah.
I mean,
true. You
can attest to that.
Yeah.
So that's me on the pitch.
Yeah.
Probably telling them what to do was probably the next step. But I think by the time the season rolled around, I think I was pretty comfortable with that, and I think they kind of demanded it from me.
Yeah.
I know Ziggy does now. Obviously, Ziggy's played countless A-League games. He's top professional. And demands it of me. So I think it's similar. They just demanded me to tell them almost what to do, and
good.
So, I mean, yeah.
Because that's just a hard thing for a young goalkeeper. And that's why you always see goalkeepers, people look for experience, because you have to go in and be comfortable to give instruction and tell people what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's difficult for young players often to go in and feel alright to do it, you know.
Yeah,
that's
of course.
good.
Of course. I think playing, 16s at Berries as well, being a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Remember, first time going into a men's change room, obviously something you don't forget.
Yeah.
Once again, interesting. Like
yellies everywhere.
Didn't even have my L's at this point.
Yeah, of course.
So mum drove.
Yeah.
So countless hours out at Bankstown, showers.
Was that at the Crest?
We were once a week at the Crest and twice at Thorina.
You're quite a big boy. You're a big boy when you're younger as well.
Yeah.
That I'm not saying it helps, but sometimes kids, goalkeepers at that age are still quite small.
Yes.
And if they grow, so is it you get a young goalkeeper wanting a men's changing room who's maybe a good goalkeeper, but they're small, they're frail.
Yeah.
The senior teams are like, this wee guy is going to struggle here.
Yeah,
but if you're a big boy, you've got a wee bit more about you.
Yeah, of course. And then obviously we weren't doing too well at the Berries, so copping goals a lot, so they dropped first graders down a lot in the background, and they dropped a really old, I can't remember his name, I think it was Pat
Capuccio?
Nah, maybe Gat, maybe?
Pat Gat?
Centre back.
Yeah, centre back.
Yeah, he was a centre back.
Yeah,
he was, I know you're talking about.
Centre back, and he played a couple of games at 20s, and he's 20 years older than me. He's experienced. I think he retired at the end of the year, but he was playing 20s, and he basically helped me progress as well, and so lots of learning curves, but
that's experience. That's a good changing room resume. It's got experience in
exactly.
it. You all learn from each other.
Exactly. It was very hard on me, but
it's good. You need it.
Yeah, exactly.
You need it to prepare you for what's to come.
At Wanderers. So
that's the hardest thing I think for a young person, a young player, is to realise sometimes when you're getting chinned for being shit or standards, it's usually come from a good place. It's like, we want you to be better, mate, because you're playing for us, and you might hate me for it, but trust me, just in 5 years' time you're like, you should have listened, or thank God I listened. It's a hard one, man, and that's, I think some people take it on board, some people crumble, but
Yeah.
So then go back to your obviously season at Marconi.
Yep.
How was it as a kind of overall? Did you do well personally? Did the team perform well?
Personally, I think I did all right. Didn't set the world on fire. Just solid keeper, which is, I mean, at times
That's all you want, though.
what you want, right?
Yeah.
Some good results, very good results. Drew with RPR, drew with we beat Blacktown, beat Rockdale, but then we'd lose to Mount Druitt.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was like that, and we were. I think that was the season you won the league, no?
Probably.
So yeah,
you
Can't
be
yeah.
asked right back.
Well, didn't score against me, but no, they So yeah, some good results, and they then got injured.
Yeah.
So I playing against Sydney Olympic at Belmore, came for a cutback, and Roy thought the ball was my head, and copped a knee. So that set me back a bit, and I actually didn't play first grade again since
really?
that point. Yeah, so I came back probably
Like concussion?
Yeah, concussed, and I was knocked out for a while, about a minute or so. And
Oh wow.
so still don't remember it. So, but yeah, came back in the 20s, and I remember being at work and got a phone call. Just, do you want to come to Wanderers? So, very, very weird how that all happened, but yeah.
It's good though.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's a big credit to you in terms of obviously going away, getting the experience you needed, and doing well enough for them to say,
Yeah.
you maybe made a mistake here, can you come back?
Yeah, exactly.
So but when you heard that news after getting obviously pied,
Yeah.
so it sounds unfair why you got pied.
Yeah.
How did you take that conversation? Did you think, oh, brilliant, or did you think, fuck you?
A bit. I mean, it was a bit of both. Like, I knew it wasn't personal. Like, it wasn't anything to do with me or my keepers. It was my keeping. It was kind of like, these are who they prefer, and this is kind of it. There's no fighting it.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could have done to change their
understand
minds.
that. Yeah.
So, I mean, the goal was to get back there. I had no idea how. Didn't have an agent. So, yeah.
So you're set on getting back to Wanderers specifically?
No, just the A-League.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or an academy or that nature.
Yeah, back in a professional setup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of professional setup, and I mean, yeah, it was happened to be the Wanderers. Didn't mean it to be in the sense, but yeah, just happened that way.
Aye, class, good on you, mate.
Yeah.
And that's when you went back there, you made your A-League debut?
Yeah. So I went back pre-season, the rest of the NPL, avoided relegation.
Yeah.
Kind of expected to kind of play third fiddle, not bench, just be around and train. And yeah, the second keeper got injured over that NPL, kind of end of the NPL period, and yeah, kind of worked in, was on the bench for the cup games, which experience in itself.
Yeah.
Just being around the kind of first team. You're talking national team players now.
Yeah.
So just see what they do, and in the changing room with them every day. And yeah, I mean, they showed a lot of faith in me, which obviously thankful for. But yeah, I'd like to think I worked hard and deserved my start. So, and then yeah, played well.
Yeah.
I'd like to think.
1-3-1?
Yeah, 1-3-1. I mean, it was first of Jan, so against MacArthur.
Yeah.
So it's usually a good turnout, and it was nearly 12,000.
Brilliant.
So buzzing at home, RBB behind me. We went up, I think,
quality.
That's good.
2-0 after 10 minutes.
Brilliant.
So I was buzzing, copped a worldie,
Yeah.
but I mean, happens, right?
Takes the pressure off you in that situation, going 2-0 up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think off kickoff we kept the ball, got a touch, so buzzing,
Yeah.
and then played ball over the top, we score. So it was unreal, like
Yeah.
start wise, and that kind of just relieved all the pressure.
Yeah.
Like obviously getting the first touch, and scoring early and scoring again. Yeah, they didn't really challenge me in the game. I think I made one save,
Yeah.
and they had 2 or 3 shots.
Brilliant.
So it was, as a debut game, I mean, you couldn't ask for much more,
Yeah.
other than making more saves.
Yeah, of course.
But I mate, professional debut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Exactly.
We were talking about this earlier on. Obviously, we had Kalich on last week.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of other boys who played professionally. And no matter who we've had on who's played professional, we have stuff on social media, there's always a negative comment like, aye, but you hardly played. Mate, guy played for AC Milan.
Yeah.
Guy played for 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah,
He played for Leicester.
exactly.
Like, through it all. Same, we've had a lot of people in the past, they've played, whether it be one game or 100 games.
Yeah.
Like, there's people who have negative comments to say about, like, but you only played one. Obviously, people play more than that, but it's like, you're back at NPL now, sort of thing. Like, mate, they're the same people who tell you that they played for an elite club under 15s.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they still got the tracksuit,
I used to play for Central Coast Miles when I was 15. I mean, but mate, the guys played like to get even into the door of that and to be there's a lot of layers to go through to get to that, and the percentages of doing that is so low.
Yeah.
To do that is like fucking
mad.
anyone that's say negative about anyone who's made one signing for a professional club is like fucking fair dues.
Yeah.
To get a start is
It's
unbelievable.
Especially in Australia when there's only one league.
I know,
it's
phenomenal,
12
man.
teams. It's
Brilliant.
insane.
Brilliant, man. So obviously that professional debut, as soon as you get it, it's like no one's ever taken that away from you. 'Cause every footballer at every level dreams of
That's it.
walking out in a stadium.
Yes.
Obviously you're doing it at the team you support, but to do it, just walk out that tunnel, fans there, like 12,000 is a good number of people walking out, packed there, the fans behind you.
That's a good. That's a
flares,
good.
that's brilliant, man. That's a brilliant experience, mate. So brilliant, good on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
no,
then tell us about obviously after that moment and the rest of that season.
Yeah, so obviously buzzing.
Yeah.
I mean, debut, win, can't ask for much more than that. Then yeah, training during the week as normal. Go on the game at the weekend. Processes stay the same as you do. And yeah, go down, do my ACL in the warm up.
Oh my god.
So yeah, just one of those freak things.
What were you doing at the time?
Crossing.
Oh yeah.
So I was towards the end.
Oh,
So it wasn't like it's just the first thing. It wasn't warm.
Yeah.
Just I mean, done passing, shot stopping, all that beforehand. It's kind of the last thing we do.
Yeah.
In probably it was 10, 15 minutes till kick off, 20 minutes till kick off.
Did you know straight away?
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Yeah, I knew before I hit the deck. So I just felt everything go. Just kind of, you hit the ground, you're in pain, and then you're numb.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, obviously the amount of cameras they have there, they caught it. So you watch it back, and yeah, not nice to look at.
Yeah, I bet.
So yeah, went from the highest to highs to the lowest to lows in the space of
ACL's
That's
tough
crazy,
one.
5 days.
It's just because you know, I think when you get injured, say you feel your hammy in a game, you don't know how long you're out for at that point. It could be like 3 weeks, it could be 8 weeks, you don't know. But with ACL, you're almost like, I'm out 10 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't just know
12,
straight away, there's nothing I can do here. That's just
Yeah.
even Superman's not like it's Latan came back for like 7 months or something incredible, but
Yeah.
it's Latan. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, that's a tough one, mate.
So yeah, obviously devastated.
Yeah.
Because at the time Lawrence Thomas was away with the Asian Cup.
Yeah.
So I basically got told if you perform, you'll hold your spot and do well, and then we got a decision when Lawrence comes back. So it was like, okay, well, I get a string of games. I think it was 6 or 7 games it would have been, and then you look at someone like Gauchi, who kind of had the same scenario, played a season of 6-7 games, then the season after had a full season. Now he's playing in the Prem.
Yeah.
I signed to a Prem team. So it was like just kind of everything crashed down, and yeah, obviously lying on the physio bed at Combank in the medical room, and yeah.
That's one conversation I'd like to open up is the mental health side of things there, because you've obviously went through the whole journey of Wanderers, got released even though you performed well, took a punt, went to men's football, learned a lot, won your position back into Wanderers, got your debut, and then you've had a decent season, and that's happened. Like that 10 months, especially early on that 10 months, how mentally, like what did the club support you through that? Obviously family would have been there, friends would have been there, but how were the club with you? How were you? How did you deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, family and friends, girlfriend as well. They obviously really supportive.
Big Shagger, unreal.
I mean, and it was my birthday in 2 days, so 21st birthday. So obviously all the plans for that cancelled. So yeah, probably the first week was tough mentally.
Yeah.
Kind of just coming to terms of what had happened and what's ahead. Stuck on the couch, you can't move pretty much. That took me a while to get over. Obviously, some days you're better than others.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get to the rehab side, and I think for me the key thing was just celebrating every little step. It's like I'd walk in, they'd say, "Oh, the swelling's gone down," and I'd be buzzing.
Yes,
Yeah. buzzing. Buzzing. It's 7:30 in the morning at the training ground. It's freezing cold. The boys are slowly rolling in, and you're cheering. And you're in the gym, you're doing your rehab, and you got the music going, and you're buzzing.
That's good, mate. That's a good way of looking at small steps, aye.
And then
Well,
like you'd have days like that, and then you'd have days where you just don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Just like and they were good with that. Wanderers, like obviously they've gone through that process with players before, and they were good. They just said just do your stuff and go. If you want to go early, go.
What did you do on those days where you felt your head went? What did you do?
Some days I left. I'll be honest.
Just went home and just...
Some days I needed to go home and just surround myself with mum, dad, girlfriend, brother, sister, whatever, whoever. Other days, I would kind of just think about where I was, and this is the process to get back there. And obviously, playing now, it's like the biggest thing for me is you got to have trust in what you do. In the whole year rehab, so I knew that I didn't cut any corners.
Yeah,
and everything I did, I was really focused on. And if I miss a day, I'd go back and I'd stay later the next day if I'm feeling good, and make sure I got that work in. So it was like just one to get back there, and two for the future. You need to keep pushing at times.
Yeah, I think for a big injuries like that, any player I've ever worked with who's had that, I always say, make sure yours are a little bit different because you didn't really get to choose your physio, but I feel like the relationship you have with your physio is so important because they almost become your best mate. So if you have that good relationship with them, you can have a bit of banter with them, they're with you every step, they get to know your personality, and it can make the whole process a lot better. I done my hip labrum when I was in America, and the first 3 months we got on so well. Chaz and I got on so well with the physios. Remember Jodie and that? They were brilliant. I used to actually enjoy going there. Like it was some laugh. And then you'd see other athletes come in, you'd have a bit of crack on that. But then after that 3 months, I went back to Scotland. And I didn't have a physio, and it was just became so much lonelier. I started I was on the hit the bevy. I just started drinking all the time because I was like, I was just trying to do I was trying to do rehab at home and following the plan, which was not the same. But if you've got that place to go, different environment, physio to help you out, such a difference.
Yeah, exactly, and the physios are really good with that, and I think the boys as well.
That's good. Full-time environment does make a difference.
Obviously, some of them have some injuries, so they knew, and others don't. But I think everyone just kind of supported you, and when you have those milestones, like you go back out on pitch, and I think I got back out on pitch just before the end of the season, or maybe it was just after, or something like that, and I kind of remember they all celebrated when I first came back on the pitch. So I was like, okay, good, I'm on the right track, and had the gloves back on and the boots, and slowly getting through it. And was good.
Since then, any injuries since then? Nothing
yet.
Touch wood.
Touch wood.
That's good. So are you feeling good? Like obviously it's good you're back playing, you're playing at a good level, and you are feeling good.
Yeah. Back playing and I mean, buzzing.
And how did that Olympic move come around?
I've worked with Labby in the past at Wanderers. So when I was in the youth there, and Labby was assistant coach, he'd always need a goalkeeper for his finishing drills. So I'd always put my hand up. So yeah, we knew each other from that, and obviously I was on the market because Wanderers released me. So yeah, he kind of just reached out and said, "What are your plans?" And I sat down for a coffee, and
Did the Australia Championship play a factor?
Yes and no. It was a factor. It wasn't the
factor, but it was a factor.
Well, yeah. Well, it was a nice have, but it wasn't the reason. I think I like Labby and what he does and his style and he knows. And I mean the team. You look at our team. We're actually quite young.
Mm-hmm.
All boys have been in and around that A-League academy area and wanted to go back. So it was a bit of that and buying into that.
What about? Do you train 4 days a week? I see.
Yeah.
4 days a week, yeah. And all at Valentine.
Yeah.
How do you find that?
Good. I like it.
Not the 4 days a week. I can get.
Sorry.
It. Is it not a trek to Valentine?
Yeah. For me,
It is.
I'm St George Way, so
And where are you?
it's a trek.
I'm just in Concord at Breakfast
Okay.
Point, so it's not too bad. But I think, as he said, most of the boys have been in and around the professional environment, so
Just
the
the
more
travelling.
days the better. Yeah. Also,
okay.
you want to try and, if we don't have training one day, I think most of us will go and do our own thing anyway, or meet up as a group and do something. So
Do you train in the morning every time?
we train Monday night and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday morning. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, it's really good. I enjoy it.
I wouldn't mind training in the morning, to be fair, but it's just the
Just the
location back killer,
Yeah.
man. Try to get away from there, go to work or wherever you're going. If you're not self-employed or something, it would be tricky. But do you have full training numbers every time?
Yeah.
pretty much.
A few boys have to run off sort of as soon as training finishes. A few zoom down the tunnel, but for the most part, everyone's there
Aye.
all the time.
It's not bad to have your nights back, but innit?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
so much more
Yeah.
time.
So do you train in the grass, the synthetic?
Bit of both. A bit of a mixture.
Yeah.
Depends on where we play on the weekend as well.
Right, okay.
And obviously with the weather that's been around.
Oh yeah, fuck.
So we've been synthetic recently, but we're kind of half and half.
Yeah,
Probably.
so looking at you, obviously you've been in that kind of professional space
Yep.
back 1 full year and coming. Is your goal to obviously go back into a professional environment?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I think I'm good enough to be in
You're
there.
young enough, as well, 22.
Exactly.
Aye, young.
Still 22, so I still technically am under the scholarship range.
Aye.
So as well. So I'd like to think that clubs are looking. So yeah.
Aye, good mate. I'm sure you get there, mate. Just need to keep
Yeah.
class.
Performing.
Good on you. Obviously, as Gary said, injuries are tough, man. To
Yeah.
get yourself back into good nick and be strong enough to come back and go play, man. It's a credit to you. So well done.
And most people who seem to do well, the setbacks, like you said, that NPL 2 one, that's a funny one, the team of the year thing. No, it's not a funny one. I understand, like you said, it's a football decision.
Yeah.
They've got their favourites. But it's a tough one to take, I mean, and then injury, tough one to take.
Yeah.
And now
yeah.
you've got a bit of luck. This Australian Championship sort of came out of nowhere. It's a nice little step in, like, oh, there we go, another opportunity. You've got that professional experience behind you.
Yeah,
It's a good
exactly.
opportunity, mate. Good.
Exactly.
Before we get into Jack's, let's do this prize.
Okay.
We've got so last week we did, anyone listen who didn't see last week's with Kalach, we had the 50th episode, did 3 spins and we had 3 prizes. So we had the voucher for football fitness, we had the BN Sports subscription, then we had the jackpot. The jackpot which had fucking all sorts on it, lightweight t-shirts, bottles, all sorts. I can't even remember it all in, but it's all on the board from last week which we'll print off. So what we've got is we've got some, how many YouTube subscribers you put down there, Chaz?
9. So there's 9 colours on the. Oh, I can't.
We've got 9 YouTube subscribers and we've given them all a colour. So what we're going to do is we'll spin it 3 times. We'll spin it first time for we'll do the fitness voucher, whatever colour it lands on, that subscriber, and then
I'd love to do it.
Jack, you going to do it? Oh, have a wee look. Oh.
Try this way.
Whatever way you want, mate.
I'm going to go next to the mic.
Number one.
Greg Heffley.
Oh, Greg Heffley, you
Greg.
subscribers.
Greg Heffley will get the football fitness voucher. So if you just DM Champagne Football Show and give us a shout, mate, we will on Instagram and we'll sort you out. And then the second one we're going with BN Sports subscription.
Give it a big
Give it a big spin.
Fuck off! I just seen his names on here.
Number 7.
Oh mate, you can't read your writing. Stephen something.
Naumovsky.
Stephen Naumovsky.
Naumovsky, N-E-U.
Stephen Naumovsky.
There you go.
Same thing, mate. Just DM us on at Champagne Football Show Instagram, and we'll sort you out with the annual BN Sports subscription.
Jackpot.
The jackpot. See, hey, number 8.
I want the top.
Jack Armson, how does that happen?
Oh, come on, it's got to be number 8. Got to be number 8.
Imagine. Close, by the way. Nah.
Again, can't read your writing, mate. Don't know what it says. Elver or something?
Elvar Katovic.
Elver Katovic, you get the jackpot, big man. So, flying. So, same thing, mate. Contact
Actually, Jack Armson's writing.
contact us, mate, and we'll sort you out with the jackpot. There's a range of prizes on there, mate. So, we'll probably get some details off you to ship the gear to you as well. Oh,
Anyway,
we're doing something similar each month, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel to get a chance to win some prizes. Right, we'll wait for Chaz to come back. I'll have a wee cheeky brownie, man. Lovely stuff. You need to get these to sponsor us.
I know.
Yeah, they're good.
They're so good. It's actually quite good that we got to go and get that thing because the camera got the back of this t-shirt. It's class. That's what I was thinking as I was walking across. That's what I was thinking. So,
Where would you be without a laptop, mate?
fucked.
Where's your paper? What happened?
I just didn't print it.
The tape.
I'm trying-
George Jeffrey's comment about saving the rainforest.
Yeah, I was trying to save trees. I thought I may as well just
save
see if I can
something.
get on. I know, mate. I can't save my football, so trees it is. Mr. Armson,
Yeah.
or yourself, where did you start your footballing journey?
So similar to Gibbo, I didn't play NPL till under 15, so it was my first year. So before that,
Before you go on, I think that's 2 good points because we work with a lot of
Yeah,
youth
youth.
players, and you boys will do as well. Everyone thinks they have to go through this.
be an early, yeah.
Have to be in a SAP program, an NPL, and like there's benefits to it as well, especially if the coaches are the right fit for them and the environment's right, etc. But so many players do not go through that path, and you
Yeah.
boys are now on the verge of playing in the new Australian professional second tier. So
Yeah.
Do you know, it's funny because I had a conversation literally last week with a 9-year-old goalkeeper's parents who
9, it's now or never, wee man.
literally, like, he needs to be in the system. I was like, why does he need to be in the system?
Yeah.
Well, because this is what everyone's telling me, and it's actually, do you know what? It's a bit of a shame, right? Because a lot of parents don't understand the system fully,
Yeah.
so they don't really know how it goes. So they just hear, you need this, and as I said, there was panic because the kid hasn't had a trial somewhere, and I'm like, relax, just let the
Yeah.
young person
Let him
enjoy
play.
And then
football.
you're
Yeah,
sold,
just
man.
play.
Just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And then, as you say, you get to 14, 15, 16. If you love the game still, and you have been learning, it doesn't need
Yeah.
to be in that environment.
I think as long as you still need decent coaches. Obviously, if you're
100%.
9, 10, 11, 12,
Yeah.
you don't have to be, because like we all know, growing up as well, I played what was a decent level and at 12 years old, but the coaches were like parents.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
like it's just. It's the club was a good club, but the coaches were not necessarily like very good coaches for youth
100%.
coaches, because we all know as well some coaches are amazing with youth players, and some are amazing with adults, and
Yeah.
vice versa. I know
Yeah.
coaches who are brilliant with first team players, but they would be crap with kids.
Yeah.
I know vice versa. Happens all the time, man. So I think, sorry to sabotage your respect as well, but I do think it's a good point because
Yeah.
we've had quite a few come on who haven't necessarily been with NPL clubs until later, and have still went on to play what actually matters.
Yeah.
Your senior career.
Yeah.
Where did you
Yeah.
play that? Sorry, Jack,
No.
on you go, mate.
That's right. So, yeah, I mean, before that, I was just playing club football. So, Division 1, we're a pretty good team. So, it was sort of North Epping Rangers and Putney Rangers for most of it, which is just where
Rangers.
I'm in. Yeah, as you said, my dad was the coach, which was good.
Oh,
and
there you go.
that's pretty good, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we were a pretty good team. We won the Champion and Champions and the State Cup and a few of those little things like that. And then under 15s and 16s, I went to Northern Tigers.
Yep.
So I was there for 2 years. And then I went to Inter Lions. So that was NPL 3 at the time. 2 years of 18s there. And I mean, so that's when I started my growth spurt. Up until then, I was so small. I looked like someone's younger brother. Like I tucked my shirt in and it came out the bottom of my shorts. Like I was nowhere near it. I mean, I trialled for Spirit 12s, 13s, 14s, and they said every year was the same. Like technically you're good enough, whatever, but you're just too small. And it was frustrating at the time, but looking back, like, yeah, I was way too small. I was I was tiny. So that was frustrating. But then finally...
So you hit your growth spot, what, 16, 17?
Yeah, probably 17, 18, probably something like that.
Yeah.
And then, 2 years of Inter Lions, which was good. And then I went to Arpia, obviously NPL 1 for 2 years of 20s. So that was good. The first team was...
It's a decent
was
move,
good there.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
How
Yeah.
did you feel, from a growth spurt perspective, how did you feel your football changed when you got that growth spurt? Did you feel like much better on the field?
I didn't really feel scared anymore.
Oh,
I was
with
sort of like,
confidence?
yeah, a bit of obviously going into tackles a bit like I'll just put my leg in and just sort of try and get a toe or whatever. But when I got sort of, to 20s at Arpia, I was a bit like, all right, I can bump shoulders with people.
Wasn't he getting in the showers?
Yeah.
Man, no, lads.
Look at this. Yeah, it was a bit like that, to be fair. And yeah, so then we had a pretty good season there, and the first team was good. I think it was 2017. They won the league, they won the grand final, they played or beat Victory in the cup.
Yeah.
So it was a big year, and obviously I was right on the edge of the first team. Didn't end up getting a first team deal. There was two of us who were going for the one spot, and I didn't get it. So
Who got it?
It was Dom Nass. Remember Dom Nass?
I don't know Dom Nass.
Dom Nass Rabadi.
Dom Nass and Pat Gatt.
Is he still playing?
Nah, he went to Northern Tigers a couple of years later, and then just injured all the time and just fell apart. So yeah, he was a good player, but not anymore. And then so I went to Bonnyrigg for 2 years to play first team there. Obviously NPL 2, they'd just been relegated, so they were looking to go back up, which was good. And then from there I went to the Newcastle Jets for a year, which was good. Didn't work out there. Obviously we can go into that later. Didn't really play at all, and then maybe a blessing in disguise, came back to Arpia. Obviously the last 3 years there, we won the league and the Waratah Cup, which is good, and then now at Olympics. So that's been my journey.
So the move I'm interested. There's a couple of things. Obviously the growth spurt, good point, and then the Lions going up to Arpia. So and the Lions were what, NPL 2 or 3? I think
3.
And you shot up to Arpia.
It was just a open trial.
Trial,
my mate just said. I remember it was pissing down with rain, and he said, let's go on trial. And I was like, we're just hanging out, so we may as well. And then the first session, the coach really liked me, and so it just kept going back, and probably 6 or 7 trials, and then he signed me. That was
7 trials?
Yeah, something like that. It was Michael Uricalo was the coach at the time.
So Franco was still playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the 17 because he played in that game, Victory,
Yeah.
And then obviously the Arpia 20s, and then you went to Bonnyrigg, that's for men's football.
Yeah.
How similar experience to Gibbo in terms of going from 20s to men? Did you find a difference?
Yeah, so Franco Constantino, Cozzi, was the coach at the time of Arpia, and he went to Bonnyrigg to be the first team coach. So he sort of said to me, come with me, I'll make sure you play, you'll be involved. So that was good, and exactly what Gibbo said, it's going from sort of 18 to 19-year-olds to men. Big difference, wasn't so big in the change room anymore. But it was really, really good. Obviously, Bonnyrigg's a tough place to go, even when you're a player from there. I've had plenty of abuse from everyone, home fans, away fans, everyone. I've got this little white kid coming in with all the Serbians, so that was tough. But no, it was good. It really, really good those 2 years. We finished, I think, 3rd and 2nd or 4th or something like that. So we were quite good. And it was a really good,
so
good couple of years.
So you just missed out promotion?
Yeah, just missed out a couple of years in a row.
And so how did the Newcastle Jets stem from that?
So Wayne O'Sullivan was the coach for the 2nd year, Sully, and he obviously played in the A-League for quite a while, played overseas as well. And he knew Laurie McKenna, who was the CEO of the Jets at the time. And I was sort of saying to Sully, I want to obviously make the jump. I'm sort of 19, 20 now. I want to sort of see if I'm good enough. So he introduced me to Laurie, and he came and watched a few games, and he said, yep, I like you, come up for a trial. So then just went into the Jets for it was probably, I think it was 9 weeks in total of trialling, and then finally got a scholarship deal, so it was good.
It's crazy how, again, going back to the system thing, very rarely would anyone say you can go from NPL 2 to A-League.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not common, but there is
there's talent.
A lot of it comes down to right person, right time. Like the Arpia 20s gaffer gets to move to Bonnyrigg men's. I'll take you with me. Wayne O'Sullivan. It's like definitely the right coach likes the type of player you are and all this. There's so many variables in there.
Then I also think it's again credit to yourself for going on trial for 9 weeks.
Yeah.
I know 9 weeks.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, it was tough.
And Newcastle as well.
Yeah, so I had a full-time job as well at the time. So I was working at McDonald's head office, 9 to 5 full time, and then playing for Bonnyrigg, obviously NPL in the evenings, which was big. And then obviously the Jets thing came up, so I had to sort of trial full time, obviously with the A-League schedule and how it is, and then sort of come back in the afternoon and work, sort of sit at my desk in the corner and try and do a bit of work, and then go back the next day to training. So it was quite a tough few months, and then it was about 5 weeks in where obviously the McDonald's staff came to me and said, like, look, you need to choose between football and this job.
McDonald's or professional football, mate.
That's what it was. So they gave me a week to decide, and obviously I didn't need that long, but I took it anyway.
Passing came back.
So then obviously I just said like I've got to try for this football thing. The job's always going to be there, so I've got to give it a whirl. So that was quite scary. At the time, it makes sense, but looking back, it was quite a big decision to stop all that.
Yeah.
And then just kept trialing for sort of 4 more weeks it took, and then finally got the deal.
Did you move to Newcastle?
So I was living in Sydney with my parents. So Sunday afternoon, I'd basically just give the coach a ring and say, what did you think? How did I go? And he'd say, well, obviously he kept saying, yep, we like you, come back. So then I'd book a hotel for the week, just wherever I could, above Thai restaurants or anywhere in Newey, and then
Thai restaurants.
something like that. And then obviously just went up, stayed in this place for the week, went to training, came back at sort of 2 or 3 o'clock after the session, and had my little laptop on the bed or in the little table in the corner and tried to do some work till sort of 9-10 at night, and then get up the next day and do the same thing. So it was pretty intense, but obviously I was 20-21, so it wasn't a problem for me. It was all
man,
good.
fair play. Again, man, things people do to be football players, amazing.
I know it is.
Amazing. And then so obviously you said didn't go to plan. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to the coach, he said he didn't really want the job at the start, but they didn't really have anyone else, so he stuck him with it. But the reality is, I just didn't play. So I was on the bench probably 10 or 11 times that season in the A-League and just didn't come on at all. So just the whole time opening the gate on the sidelines was all I could do. It was pretty frustrating, but there's nothing else I could do.
How did you find training in that environment?
Training was good. The lifestyle in Newcastle's top. On the grass, in the sun, always good. The beach and the gym is always there, so it was really good. The boys were good. I still talk to a few of them now, so that's really good. But it was just so frustrating not playing. I mean, it's just, that's the only thing you want to do. And I mean, I played all the pre-season games. We played against Melbourne City and Macarthur, and I scored in them. And I started the game against Brisbane Roar.
You actually played the games?
Yeah. And they started the last game of pre-season against Brisbane Roar. We drew 1-1, and so that was the last game before the first game of the season.
You must
so
be
I
thinking,
thought, I'm starting. Didn't expect to start, but I thought maybe I'm in for a shot, and then just bench the rest of the season. It's just I'm never going to get an answer for that, but it's just how it is.
That's nuts, man.
Did you ever ask?
I did, and I get the usual coach response of we just need to see more, we need more energy, we need more noise.
Just let me play.
Yeah, and I'm just like I'm training. Like, how good can I be in a possession game or whatever to show it? So it was frustrating. Played a couple of games in the youth team, so we were NPL 4 at the time. So I mean, we won 17-0 and things like that. And I'm just going back to the coach like, surely not again. Like, 'cause what am I doing in that? So that was frustrating.
So you played in that Newcastle team that played in NPL 4, did you?
Yeah. Played.
So was that 2 years ago?
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
3 years ago. What's your thoughts on that? That's a good conversation. Is the whole when you're placed at training? Do you think that ever happens?
Not for me.
I don't know how much it happens either. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think you could lose your place at training by having an absolute stinker and having a bad attitude and just being a pest. But if you're imagine Jurasevsky, for instance, starts playing crap at training.
Yeah. It's not gonna
and Bray Evans is ripping it up at training.
Yeah. You're not changing it.
You're not changing it. I mean, it's going to come down to the end of the day.
Yeah.
How did you play? I feel like your chance comes from not just, as I said, I think you can lose it. I think you can drop your standards and get dropped from it.
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult
to play your way in.
Training, as you said, it's possession games, and you might see the sidelines. He looks sharp. That might, I think, definitely plays a factor on getting them on earlier in the game.
I agree.
Bring them
with
off the bench. You're looking at 2 players who get him on.
Yeah.
He's been playing well.
Yeah.
Or a cup game or something, give them a shout. But I think it's hard to get a start.
Yeah, I agree.
You need to then go, right, you've won your chance to come on as a sub.
Aye.
Now when you come on the sub, that's when you take a moment.
I also think it depends on the performance of the team potentially from the weekend. So if you're playing as a 10 and your 10 is an absolute nightmare, say one game he comes off after 60 minutes, the next week he's poor again, then I think you'll get an opportunity from training because he's not been doing well.
I mean, that other people can lose their place by having a shocker.
In games
need alternatives.
So if someone in your position's playing poorly in matches and you're training well, I think you can get an opportunity that way. But it needs to be the two.
You put yourself up the pecking order, but you can this is our usual 11.
Yeah.
But Jack's been training really well. I know, but
but he's been playing.
Who's going to drop him? There has to be a reason for it.
No, 100%, I agree.
But that's why that year was even more frustrating because I can't even say we. They came second last, and that was only because Melbourne Victory completely imploded that year. They only got 10 points or whatever they got. So we came second last. So our team was losing every week, and still not getting a go. So something that Obviously, still not over, but that's just how it is.
So then
Back
Franco took you back there?
Yeah, so then obviously I was on the phone with a few A-League clubs to try and get something going. Perth Glory, I remember, but that was when COVID hit the end of the year. So they said, like, we like you, but we literally, like, it's illegal for you to fly here, so you can't actually come. So I was stuck in obviously Sydney, so I just thought the NPL was the best way to go. And now that I've had that 1 year pro experience, I can sort of come to a bigger club. So yeah, well, with Franco and Temba and the Simmons boys and Uchino were all still there from when I was in the 20s. So sort of had a relationship already. So came back to Apia, and that was what it was.
And you enjoyed that? Good solid squad. Good bunch of lads. The players you just mentioned are all like well seasoned players in NPL. How did you find that?
Yeah, good. It was weird, sort of obviously being there previously when I was a 17-year-old kid, and then coming back as only 21, but sort of had that experience in the pro thing. So I sort of came back with a bit more confidence and sort of belief in myself that I was deserved to be in that team. I mean, Parisi called me and said, we want you to show that you're one of the players that can carry the team. So that was good, and obviously just played my way in there. I mean, he was playing number 10 at the time, so it was hard for me to get into his spot, but no, that was good, and obviously all the boys are really good, and the change room's still good, so yeah, it was a good team to go back to.
And what made you change from Apia to Olympic?
I mean, the B League was a big opponent of that. I talked to Apia sort of the end of last season, and I just wasn't really getting an answer about what was happening with the B League.
Right.
It was difficult because it was up in the air, so no one really knew. But I was just hearing more and more from other clubs versus what I was hearing from Apia. So just sort of came to its natural end there, and originally I wanted to stay, but I just couldn't. For me, it was really important to be involved in that, so I just couldn't take the chance that they weren't going to be in it.
Yeah.
So then, I already had a relationship with Olympic, with Laurie coming back to Olympic after the Jets, and Roy O'Donovan as well coming back. So was speaking with them and chatted with Labby, and really liked the sort of process they were doing and the way they were heading. So just made the move across.
Again, I think it shows you again. You knew Roy O'Donovan, Lord McKinney. It's so important that where you do go, you still give a good impression of yourself, because these people all bounce around.
Yeah.
You just never know when that opportunity's going to come up. Like, oh, do you know what? Actually, I remember this lad.
He was a good person.
A good person.
Yeah.
Good player, professional. Get him in. Because even though, like you said, you weren't playing at Jets and all the rest of it, you obviously still
conducted yourself in a positive way.
It's so important who you know, man. So important.
So see, question for you both, right? You look at talking of the jump from kind of youth football to senior football. For young football players, do you think it's better for them to be playing, say a first year 20s player, right? Play NPL 120s, or go and try and get first grade exposure in an NPL 2 club, for instance?
That's a good one. First year 20s?
Yeah.
So 19?
Yeah, so 19.
I'd say play first grade.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
that was like, one, you've got to be playing. I mean, that's a given. Two, I think, I believe if you are good enough, you will get there. Like, you look at someone like Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Like, very late, but was good enough and proved that.
Yeah.
So I think if you are good enough, someone will notice. Like, if you drop down, but you play first grade and you play NPL 2 and you score, say, 15 goals a season, some team's going to pick you up.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
No, I agree, because I think that a lot of people get stuck in the whole, I need to be playing NPL 1.
Yeah.
So they'll stay in the 20s, but there's potentially a better opportunity for them to develop beyond what they're going to get playing 20s. And so, in my opinion, I agree. Like, I think go and play with men as early as you can.
I also think it depends on the club.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think some NPL 2 clubs are, like, for instance, if I was a 20s player at, I was going to say Manly, for instance, and say I'm playing 20s, I'm not playing first grade, but Northern Tigers, who's round the corner, who are well organised NPL 2 club, who are going to do quite well when you've got a chance to start with them, that to me is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But there might be opportunities in other situations where it's like, do you know what? I don't want to throw any NPL 2 team under the bus.
That's what I was waiting for. I was actually excited to see who he was going to say.
I think in those cases you might go, do you know what? This environment, the coaching's better, the organisation's better. It's 3 nights a week versus 2 nights a week. I might be down the bottom of the league getting fucking battered every week.
Yeah.
It might be a terrible environment. The changing room, you know, it's like when you start losing, the changing room's not as good. You might not stop enjoying it, and then you can fall out of love with it.
Fall out of love,
and then it's like,
100%,
where did you come from? And you name the team who's been second bottom of the league for the last NPL 1 coach is like, not interested. Whereas right now, if I'm sure any NPL 1 coach, we've got a centre midfielder here for Northern Tigers who's ripping it up, you'd be like, okay, I'm listening.
I'm going to look.
But I've got this player for the second bottom team who he's been doing okay, but he's been losing every week. You're like, you'd be like,
Yeah,
But I think it also depends on the position as well.
I definitely.
Like if I know for me and Chaz, like when I was at Berries, I was probably copping 8 every week, but I'd save 8.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was like you get that experience where like you look at some of the youth teams, probably like a bit more, like your Wanderers, your Central Coasts, your Sydneys, they're winning 6,
Yeah, 7-0.
7, 8 every second
Keeper's
week.
not doing anything.
The defence and the keeper's not doing anything.
Yeah, what's
Well, Carla said that last week about Ollie saying like Apia was conceding a lot of goals. He's like, but he's almost glad because
he's
Ollie's
grown.
getting he's getting tested.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's like at least for keepers almost what you want, like to a degree.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
I agree with
when
that.
you're developing, for sure.
Yeah, because it gives you exposure to a lot of situations that you won't get if you are at a team that's not conceding any goals.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's a question for both of you, just this random. But if you could pull out a retired NPL player to play in your team Olympic this year, who would you pull out? Have to be an NPL player. And you can't say O'Donovan.
Yeah, I wouldn't say him. No, I would say from my time at Bonnyrigg, I'd say Ray Miller. He was top. He was probably 32 or 33 when I went there. So obviously the back end of his career, but I mean I think he was in the NPL team of the decade for 2000 or whatever. So
Wow.
I would
Team of the decade?
I would bring him back. Yeah.
Sorry, you're not needed this year, unfortunately.
It's got to be Millgate.
Milgate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great end to his career, wasn't it? Winning the grand final.
Unbelievable.
Aye, fair play.
Did someone see him last week as well?
He was at the Apia game last week.
No, did someone see him previously?
No, it was Bay. Bay says, what's his face? Stamatelis.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Stammer.
That's a good shout
And
too.
Mika says Parinikas.
Panikas, yeah.
Yep.
Aye.
Legends of the game.
You want to predict predictions?
Predictions. So we have picked 4 games from each league, and what we'll do is basically ask you who you think's going to win. As Gary said, there's a league table.
Who's
Over the course? The predictions table just now. Oh, well, last week say Zelko got 6, Daniel gets 6, I get 4, and you get 7, mate. But one game was postponed.
7-11, take that, decent. What was it? Who's got the most outside of you and I?
So there are Seca, Sparky, Wiggs, Mitch Cross, Bay and Jack O'Brien all on 7. So no one's got 8 yet.
I'm pretty sure we've had 8,
Oh yeah, we've had it.
but we've had a lot of attempts, haven't we?
Every week. You've had a few 8s. I've had 1 9 and no 8s.
Is that the highest? 9's the
Nine's
highest?
the highest, aye.
No,
You've
but
had-
9's that, but NPL
That's
was
good.
difficult.
Yeah, it's hard to pick.
It's difficult, man.
But then I went from a 9 to a 3.
Aye.
That was my
That's
2
it,
weeks,
but
one.
it was last week when all the NPL 2 teams or the top teams lost, didn't they? That was hard.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
Okay, Mount Druitt at home to Sutherland.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jesus.
That's a tough game, that,
Yeah.
man. I'm gonna go Mount Druitt.
Home.
I think Mount Druitt. I've been in and about it, but Sutherland just haven't been in and about it, have they?
Nah, not really. Struggled, man. I'm going to go draw.
I'm gonna go Mount Druitt. I think.
Aye.
I'll go draw.
Draw.
Yep.
We'll go. Oh no, I shouldn't have done.
I know.
I did Olympic versus Sydney United.
Why don't you just do?
So I'll just wait.
Just take another fixture.
I'll get them up now. NPL NSW. First grade. Okay, so I can do not Manly, not St George,
Why not them?
because I've got them already. Let's go with Marconi at home to Wollongong Wolves.
I don't think you can go past Marconi
I want to go Marconi as well.
Yeah, I
at this
agree.
point.
I'm gonna go Wollongong.
Oh, curveball.
Away.
Just feeling it.
Well, look, I said it last time. They need to lose at some point.
Home.
Apparently they don't, but
Away.
I can't see Will getting them, man.
I'm going home.
Although Marconi's home record's actually been.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
we
go
should have
draw.
beaten them
No,
there when
they've
we
not been
played
great
them,
at
yeah.
home.
Yeah.
I'm going to go draw.
Right.
And you've went Marconi. St George FA at home to Apia.
So that's City at Penshurst.
Yes.
I want to go up here.
I'm going to go up here as well, yeah.
Friends.
I'll go the draw.
Draw.
Yeah.
I'm going to go St George.
You picked all draws? 3 draws?
No, I picked Marconi.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you did pick Marconi. So then we'll go Manly at home to Rockdale on the Friday. Done good games this week.
Yeah,
I'm
these are
proud of
good, these are
myself,
good
man.
games.
Good week.
I think they're honestly do think they're all tough to pick.
Yeah, they are.
They are tough to pick. Because this game, like on paper, Rockdale should win that game. They've been flying Rockdale,
Yeah.
scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Manly's just been beat at home, but Cromer Friday nights is still always that one. You go, I don't know. I want to go Rockdale.
I've went Rockdale.
I'm going to go draw.
I'm going to go Manly.
Oh,
That's
fucking
big.
hell, big
That's
man.
good.
KMPL 2.
Rockdale play midweek, no?
Yeah, true.
They play next. They've got an off week this week.
They
They
play
play
SG
next-
Raiders next week.
Oof.
Because SD Raiders played them last night.
You want to change it?
No.
Manly, brilliant.
Manly.
Berries at home to Tigers, NPL 2.
Tigers.
Tigers, yeah.
Tigers.
Okay, I'm going draw. MacArthur Rams at home to Newcastle Jets.
Oh, you going to be spiteful here?
That's a long drive for Newcastle, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to go MacArthur.
Love that!
Absolutely, I am.
I'll go Jets.
Jets.
I'll
I've
go
gone
Jets as well.
I've gone Jets. SD Raiders at home to Spartans.
SD Raiders.
Draw.
I would say draw as well.
I'll go SD.
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 Be tired after the game last night.
Yeah.
Mounties at home to House.
House.
Big game at the bottom of the table. That.
How's on the bottom,
How's the third bottom? Or fourth bottom? They're just above Bonnyrigg.
So on the bottom.
The bottom half. Big game at the bottom of the table.
Yeah.
House. I'm going to go Mounties.
I'm going to go Mounties too.
I'm
go
liking
the
your
draw.
picks, Jack. You've been
Bit different.
edgy in each one
yeah,
of them.
bit
I like
edgy.
it. You
Draw.
gambled.
Draw.
Brilliant. And now on to NPL 3. Prospect at home versus Sydney Uni.
Oh, tough one.
Do you back him?
I'll be back. I don't, mate. Honestly, I don't. I'll be perfectly honest. I think they'll get pumped. Prospect to win.
I'm going to go Prospect as well.
Yeah. Prospect.
I'm going Prospect as well. Dunbar at home to Parramatta.
Parramatta.
You go first.
Parramatta for me.
Draw.
Draw.
I'll go Dunbar as well.
You're going Dunbar. Bankstown at home to Stanmore.
Bankstown United.
Bankstown United, aye.
Playing at home stand. I don't know where Bankstown United are on the table.
Well, they struggled since Mitch Gossip been injured.
Aye, our main man's it. And I know West Hawks are a bit hit and miss, aren't they?
Aye, they just lost 1-0 to Prospect.
I want to go draw.
Draw.
I'm going to go draw as well.
I'll go Bankstown.
Bankstown. I'm going to go in a West. And then last game, Hawkesbury at home to the Pean.
Hawkesbury at home to Nepean.
I'll go Hawkesbury. Hawkesbury's a tough place to go.
I'm going Hawkesbury.
Nepean.
Nepean.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go Nepean as well.
Love that. Gents, thank you very much for taking the time.
Good luck tonight.
Good luck tonight, yeah.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks,
All the
boys.
best. Clean sheet.
Cheers.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Cheers, guys.
There you go. Sweet.
Yeah, good exercise, man. Yeah. Thanks for having us. What was that guy's name you said? The gaffer was the one.